What's going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, and as you can see, I have friends. Yes, yes. I know some of you are like, no, no, actually, you don't, man. The only way you have friends is to pay them. That's not true. As you can see, I got my man Groot here, and I got Rocket over here. Susie just jumped up in her producer's chair. She's taking her spot, and actually, I let you know tonight's show is with Kevin Herbert, man. And also, as you know, I always say ish. Today is 6:30 ish for myself and for Kevin to come back. And well, it is ish. It's almost 4 ish, which is somewhere around 6:30 ish. But no, man, I'm just actually doing a little bit of some things in the studio, changing some things around. Got a little time on my hands, so I wanted to mess with some of the lighting and stuff like that. And before I go too far, this sounds a little weird. I am going to check my audio, and it says good. So, anyways, it's Monday, and got a little bit of cloudy, little bit of rain going on, which is something we definitely need here in Detroit. It's been bad. It's been it's been damn near drought. Actually, it has been, and really notice it because I've got a huge pond in the back, and it's down a good shit 7 feet, probably more. I don't know, somewhere around there. It's something because before the geese and the ducks, they just swim right over the shoreline, pop right up onto the grass, and they literally have now a good 7 feet or so once they get to the edge of the water to slap around in the mud before coming on shore. So we could use the rain, and so we're right now just said dealing with some cloud cover, but it's a beautiful day, man. Um, we were chit chatting a little bit earlier. I went on live this morning, and talking about the weekend and how things went for everybody, and it was definitely a crazy end to the weekend for those of you who saw what happened here in Clinton Township, Michigan, um, where I live on by Hall Road, which is also known as M59. There were there was a tragedy that happened. I just found out now. My mom, she volunteers at Henry Ford Hospital, and last night, yesterday evening, is when you see those posts of that car, the police cruiser that went into the water, and they were in pursuit. But not in pursuit. They were responding to a very a violent crime in progress. Um, and at the time, nobody really knew what was going on except for the people that were dispatched to the scene. Obviously, the people there who witnessed a tragedy, that is for damn sure, um, where a young woman was stabbed to death, and literally probably about you know I don't know. I don't know how many 100 feet across from where I ended up in the water with that dude, is a Meyer gas station where this all took place. And I just found out from my mom that this poor girl was 23 years old and was stabbed to death. And also found out that she was pregnant. And the individual fled the scene, but was apprehended. And it was, like I said, an absolute tragedy, man. Crazy, crazy events that went down. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you could see on my page, there's some posts that came up on the Macomb County scanner. Well, they'll give actual updates on police activity, and I mean, literally, we right there when it happened, and that was last night. Amber, hey Amber. Well, I'm glad to see that you're out or at least able to communicate with us. Amber's got a bunch of stuff going on that I'm not going to get into. That's Amber posted some stuff, a lot that I don't have right in front of me, but could definitely use some positive thoughts and prayers sent to Amber, the shenanigators, um, to all our family, and to this poor young girl that was killed yesterday at the Meyer gas station. Definitely send some prayers to her family, her little baby, all the people that witnessed this horrific thing. Just an absolute tragedy. And again, what happened, what I saw and was part of, is leaving my mom's, heading down Hall Road towards home. Um, Hall Road was, it's either jam packed. I mean, for those of you who know M59 Hall Road in Clinton Township area, it's crazy. And all of a sudden, just sirens, and I look up, and probably three or four um, police cars go zipping by. I mean, they're flying. And Hall Road at that time was packed. All the lanes jam packed. Cars, definitely just at a standstill so the cruisers could get by. And so we start moving and got up to, for those of you who know the area, I got up to Hall Road and Hayes area. And at that time, I'd noticed a couple get out of their car and throw their hazards on and start running. And on Hall Road, they have these water retention ponds that are pretty big, actually. And they're running towards the pond. And as I'm getting closer, you just hear sirens wailing. But this one, it was just like stationary. I was like, what the hell? So we're still heading down Hall, and I look over to the left where they're running, and people are pointing that we're standing on shore. And there, out in the middle of the water, was this police cruiser, and it was submerged up to probably about quarter way up the door. And so I pull over, throw my hazards on, and I'm looking, and there's you expect to see obviously an officer standing on the shore. There's no one standing there except for people, the civilians. So I'm watching this go on. I get out of the truck and I go walking over there, and I like, okay, where is he? And the people on shore, they're like, we don't know. You don't know? I go, is he still in the car? And they're like, we don't know. So I go running further down so I could look in through the side door, and I didn't see anyone, but the driver's side door was propped open a bit. It wasn't all the way open. And so I'm looking, and no one knew where he was, whether he got out or not. So at that point, you just have to assume the worst. I did see the video after the fact of him actually going airborne into the water. That's how fast he was going. So at that point, you just have to assume the worst. So I grabbed my phone and stuff that was in my pocket. I threw it in the truck and just immediately went into the water after him to see what was going on. And I made it up to almost the passenger door. And this was like freaking quicksand, man. I mean, every step you're just sinking. And and I didn't know how deep this was, and I am not a swimmer. I am more of a rock. I sink. Put a life jacket on me, I'll still sink. So I make it to the passenger side. I look, and like I said, lights going, siren blasting, no one in sight. So people on the shore are pointing like to the front of the car, and I couldn't hear them because of the damn siren. So I go around the front, and there's nothing, and they're pointing like on the other side. So I go around, and now it's getting deeper because I'm going on the other side. And like I said, every step you're just sinking, sinking, sinking. And I make it to the other side, and I get to the door. And by this time, I pull around, and there's no one there, man, just gone. And I heard, some other people yelling. Um, I don't know what was said, but I heard someone yell, "He got thrown from the car. He got thrown. He got thrown." At least it's what I thought. I said, "Don't forget, sirens are yelling." So now I'm freaking out, thinking this dude, when he went airborne and landed, went out of the car. So I'm looking, and I look down, and under the frame, right there where the driver's side door was open, it was just a lot of brown muck compared to the rest of the muck, but this was a different color, and there were bubbles. And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I reached down and to feel underneath the frame, and all of a sudden I feel like a material, like a canvas kind of material that felt like it could have been like a jacket, or possibly like I said, those of you know me, I was with Detroit Police and also EMS, and your shirt, your jacket, or also our flak jackets that we wear, it kind of felt like that. So I'm grabbing that thinking it's him. So I'm pulling and pulling, and it was like a suction. Every time I pull back down, and I was getting, sucked. My feet were just sinking down into this muck. Finally able to pull it up, and it wasn't him. It was this big piece of canvas that happened to be right where he would have been. So now people are pointing to the front of the truck again, saying that they thought they saw something in the front. So I go back around to the front, and I'm going underneath, and every step you just got deeper and deeper. And by this time, man, I mean, I'm freaking out because I'm thinking this poor dude's drowning. And I look up, and finally, there were two others, a man and his girlfriend. They jumped in, and they were on the opposite side as well, helping look. And we couldn't. There was nothing. We were in the water for maybe 10, 15 minutes trying to find this person, only to find out that he wasn't in there. And what ended up happening is, we're looking, and all of a sudden I hear yelling from the opposite side of Hall Road. And I look, and there's two guys waving me off, and doing thumbs up. And and again, you can't hear because of all the sirens. So I'm like, "Is he okay? Are they okay?" Thumbs up. So now we go to get out, and by this time, I'm stuck. So I yelled at the other guy. I go, "Man, fucking need your help, man." So I go around the front to where, or he came around the front to where I was, and helped get me out. And we hit the shore, and we get to the shoreline. By this time, my freaking back and hip are killing me, man. Plus, I'm not as young as I used to be, and that definitely adrenaline. I was winded. I was spent. So we get to the shore, and this real nice guy came over, another guy, and helped me get out of the water, and went and grabbed some water for us. And he was so nice. He goes, "Dude, you're soaked, man." And he goes, here's a water. Here, just relax." And he goes, "I think we got some dry clothes in our truck." And I'm like, "I'm good." And this whole time I'm looking like, well, where in the hell is this guy? All of a sudden I look, and I see there's a picture in the on Facebook. You'll actually see him. Uh, he comes walking around, and he's talking with two or three other officers. And here me and these people that were in the water looking for this dude are just standing there, and no one came over to make sure we were okay. They're just sitting there kind of chatting with each other. So I walk over there. I go, "Man, is this your car?" He goes, "Yeah, I got sideswiped." And I go, "Well, whatever, man." I said, "We were all in there looking for your ass. It would have been nice if somebody, because not only, was he not there, but other cars were zipping by to respond to the scene. And, people were waving down and pointing at the car in the water. plus us in the water to get some help. But little did we know what was going on. We had no idea that there was a freaking murder in progress where this poor 23-year-old girl was being stabbed to death, literally right across the street from where we were. And afterwards, he tried to flee. So they said that they didn't know if he was on foot or if he got a vehicle, but they did end up catching him. They did apprehend him, thank God. But again, the tragic part is this young 23-year-old did not make it. And it's just an absolute tragedy. And really, it really bothered me in so many different ways. I mean, obviously, it's going to bother anybody, something like that happening. As when something like that happens, you just react. And I've had people, that will, when we talk about, if I'm a guest on someone's show and they're talking about my past history, with police and EMS and all that, sometimes people will say, oh, I could never do that, or I can't stand the sight of blood and guts or this and violence and shootings and, whatever, it's just, never say never. And it's not for people who are just first responders, I mean, these people that were helping me, they were just, people who saw that someone needed help and they were there and they didn't hesitate. And I was talking to the guy and the girl that came in the water to help me, the one, he said, he goes, man, I was scared to death to go in there because I started sinking. And he goes, and I'm looking at you going on the other side. And this guy was a lot taller than me. He goes, then I saw you kind of go under. He goes, we thought you went under. And, so they're freaking out, but they didn't stop. They knew that there could possibly be someone in there drowning. And him and his girlfriend did not get out until we were sure. And even more so for me, man, they, because they started to get out and they were yelling for me to get out. And I was like, screw that. I ain't getting out until we either find somebody or whatever, and like I said, it's just for the tragic things that happen in our world, for the terrible things that happen in this crazy world of ours. It's nice to know that there are good people, man, who will do the right thing. And that's what they did. And I made damn sure to let them know, and also told the ones who finally did talk to me to let them know about these people who, also stopped to help. But it was a crazy, crazy day. And like I said, the finding out about this poor young woman was absolutely terrible, man. So again, thoughts to her family, and it's just something that we talk about all the time on this show, is appreciating each and every moment that we have, because, as that showed us yesterday, you just don't know, man. You really just don't know. Um, we've all had our stories. We all, for those of us who are dealing with recovery, man, some of the stories that I hear from people who come on the show and share their life stories, their testimonials, man. I mean, it's insane. The the violence, the near death experiences that have been faced is just insane. And not just once, multiple times and occasions. And it just goes to show that how precious life is. And for me yesterday, affected me in a couple different ways, because not only, with being concerned about this individual, then finding out about that poor young lady, but for people who are involved with, recovery, and not only that, but just are dealing with mental health issues, who are dealing with PTSD, it is absolutely terrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But I kind of had a feeling last night that Yeah, I just wasn't sure as far as how I was going to react because at the time you don't think, you just do it. But last night after I got home, I'm just sitting there and I felt very anxious. This was probably about 2 hours or so after the fact, which is normal because now you're starting to think about what happened. You're thinking about what you did, what you saw, what could have happened, what did happen. And for me, it sparked, unfortunately, some nightmares again last night. And for those who do suffer from PTSD as well, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's terrible, man. It is like actually going back in time to the exact moment um, that whatever tragedy, terrible thing happened. And for me, just like I've had people ask me what it's like, and you literally, well, for me, I can only speak for myself, is you feel like you're back at that same moment in time, whether it was a week ago, a month ago, 10 years ago. And for me, the time of day, the weather, the sounds, the sights, it's just like everything to the T I could remember. And being it was involving a police officer and a squad car, just the sounds of the blaring sirens, the lights, being in the car, it sparked a lot of very bad memories yesterday. And like I said, paid for it last night with a couple very unpleasant dreams. Um, but you know what? You do what you got to do, and you keep moving forward. And for me, what helps is coming on talking to you guys. That's what helps me. Some people, it's different. Some people, it's they don't want to talk about it, and I will never tell someone that their way is the wrong way. I mean, whatever works for you is the right way to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with, whether it's mental health issues, whether it's recovery issues, whether it's addiction issues, personal issues, financial issues, family issues, whatever it is. Whatever way works for you is all that matters. So, anyways, so like I said, I've had some time on my hands today, and of course, that being said, I was able to go see my dad and spend some time at the cemetery talking with him, and it was tough. I sat there and after that, I did the Stations of the Cross, and that helps. It really does. So I was there and decided to come home and do a little changing around in the studio before our live, which will be tonight. And it will be precisely, folks, at 6:30 ish with Kevin Herbert. Kevin's been on before, but he has done so much. He's had so many accomplishments um, that I reached out to him again. I was watching a lot of his posts and his videos, and I was like, listen, man, let's come on again. Let's share some good news. And he agreed. So please join me tonight, along with OG, Groot, Rocket, for for Kevin. Deanna, hey, I finally caught alive. Been a while. Well, Deanna, yes, you did. Welcome, and make sure you come back tonight because this is just a real short little live that I'm doing, just checking out the rearrangement of the lights that I did and stuff like that, just to make sure things are working okay. But the live with Kevin is going to be at 6:30 ish. So please, I hope you can come back, Deanna, and watch that with us. Jacqueline, the other half of our shenanigators, is in the house, and again, let's see, I will try. My daughter has a basketball game. Well, good luck to your daughter and her team because they're going to kick some butt. So, you know what? Hopefully, if you can catch it, you can always come back and watch us later. But hopefully, we can see you. And Jacqueline, let's see. we're look Amber, as I said, let's see, I'm just looking to see if she updated anything here. I can't stay on. I'm in too much pain. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. Well, Amber, you take care of Amber. That's what you got to do right now. You focus on you getting better and get some rest. And, just you, like I said, this is time for Amber. We will be here for you. And if you're up to it, just like I was saying, we will be going on at 6:30 ish, Amber ish, with Kevin. And again, Deanna, tell your daughter good luck and have a great game tonight. I'm sure she's going to do just fine. But trying to think what else is going on. We do have next, let's see, this coming Monday. You know what? I'm not even going to get into the schedule because I screw it up all the time. Because usually I'm sitting here, having people. That's why I got my scheduling privileges taken away because I was literally scheduling myself on other people's shows on the same day. Not only on the same day, I would say yes to being on shows when we were actually going to be in the plane at that time, going out of state to do an event. So yes, my scheduling privileges are gone. That all is taken care of by OG, and she has all that information. So once she is here later on, when we get things fired up with Kevin, we will update everything because, like I said, we've got Kevin tonight. The following Monday, we have Geo coming on, who's a friend of mine's son, a fellow hockey player, and really looking forward to this. He is just he is incredible, man. A young man. He's just a stud. Playing pro hockey at Huntsville. So I told him this coming June when we head to Athens, Alabama, to find out what his schedule is so I could see him play. Him and his brother Dominic play on the same team. So what a great experience that is. So definitely looking forward to that. But we will confirm that when OG's here. And again, with Rick DeVal, he's coming on. Anna Borges is coming on. Coach, we're going to get you back on here. My nephew, Bo. And the list goes on and on and on. And it's actually, this is all the mess that I stay away from because that's on her side of the desk that I do not touch because, like I said, I will screw it up. But I also want to give a shout out to our producer, Matt Cronin. Matt, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. I really appreciate your help, your input, everything you've done for not only My Fight Our War, but for me personally as well. I know that at times I get a little, irritated, and I have my patience definitely needs to be worked on. But I expect a lot out of myself. And when I start getting a little bit behind where I think I should be, sometimes I just get a little edgy. So huge thank you to Matt Cronin for kind of just pulling in the reins and setting me straight and all that as well, and also for having some fun. And we're still waiting to get the edited version of the clips that we did upstairs with myself and Matt Cronin, and we also did a short one with Leroy Ebron in the jail cell. So as soon as those are done and produced, we are going to drop them. I definitely plan on doing more of those as well. When we're out there, we're going to be messing with our days in New York as well. Because the way it's been usually is we get out there. I think we usually fly out on a Wednesday, and what we usually did was take Wednesday off and kind of relax, and then 5 shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's a lot of shows, man. That's 15 shows in 3 days. And that's a lot of shows. And on top of that, also going upstairs to the jail cell and doing some clips and videos, uh, for a couple reasons. One is we definitely have some fun with it. And Kyreek, I believe it's Kyreek and Dylan, who are up there helping produce and edit the uh, the shows with myself and Leroy and Matt. I'm looking forward to doing more of those, and also more with Matt and hopefully Ian as well. But onward and upward, man. And again, another shout out to my brother Bill Stacks from Chatting with Stacks, who we did a couple clips upstairs. A few of them have been posted already, and again, we do these for a couple reasons. One, yeah, was we have some fun with them, and two, it's to really get your attention in a different way when it comes to addiction, when it comes to the violence, when it comes to the different things that can happen to you with addiction, which obviously is jail. It's obviously, you know, overdose, man. It's Russian roulette. So by doing it in the setting that we did last time, myself and Bill Stacks, again, he was kind of like me, where nothing is produced or there's no scripts. I'm sorry, not produced. There's no scripts. We just kind of just ran with it. And it literally ran like the first 15, 20 minutes where we're kind of like improv, just having fun and just going over the jail cell bullshit. And then as we were sitting there, we actually started telling some stories about jail, about the things that you see while in prison. Um, Bill was, great at that because he spent a lot of time from 13 years old on up dealing with that. So his insight was excellent to have for that. Mine, as as with the police and with the highwaymen, to give my input on different things that I've seen. Um, but it really hit. We didn't realize it until after the fact when we were doing the discussion. It got a little bit more serious, and seeing it done behind bars, even though it's a mock setup, it really catches your attention. So once we saw that, it's like, hey, man, we're doing this shit again, which we will. So again, you guys have a nice evening. This was like a real quick. Let's see, it's been about 30 minutes. We're going to end this now. Um, just making sure everything's good to go because in about an hour, nope, I'm sorry, 2 hours. It's 4:25. We'll be popping on with Kevin and we will get this party started. So you guys have a good day and we will see you soon. Deanna, if you are still there, again, tell your beautiful daughter good luck. Have a great game. Be safe. Have fun. Jacqueline, you take care of yourself. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Amber, you take care of Amber. If you're not feeling up to it, man, you just get some rest. You can come back and watch the replay of us and give your critiques and all that good stuff as well. So we love you, honey. Feel better. And we'll be talking to you soon, guys. Keep fighting a good fight.